Dennis, what is you, the actor, and you, the character, Michael Lennox, what are you doing in Fortitude in the first place?
Apparently, I've been there for quite a bit of time, and I wasn't in the first season, so I figured that I was part of the background last year.
So we didn't get to see you.
But I'm a fisherman going out into the Arctic Ocean to, make a living, and my wife has a fatal illness, and I just won't accept that, and I'm out to try to save her if I can.
Which ties into the whole darkness of the thing. But as an actor, you were a viewer as well? You watched the series?
I was a fan of the show in the first season, and then they offered it to me, and then it was a very easy yes.
You see, if you haven't watched Fortitude before, basically, and correct me if I'm wrong at any stage here, they dug up a mammoth. And they
a 100,000-year-old mammoth from under the ice that melted.
Which is good.
Yeah.
They thawed it out, which was a bad idea, because inside had hatched killer wasps.
100,000-year-old killer wasps.
Yes. And they practically wiped out the whole place.
Pretty much. A few of us left. I'm one of them.
I was going to say, so how did Michael Lennox, who we said was in the background somewhere, we don't know what he was doing, he survived the killer wasp, so he's still there.
Yeah.
He's all right.
And a lot of people really aren't aware of in the first season, these things were happening in this town that had never had any crime, never had, anything really bad happen there, and people start dying in unusual ways.
Yeah.
And people didn't know what was going on. That was kind of what was wonderful about the story.
Your wife is played by Michelle Fairley.
Yeah.
So what is it? You're desperate to try and find a cure for her. Is this your raison d'etre through this next season?
Right. The second season really is, I guess, about the power of love in its own unusual way that Simon writes. Yeah.
Where did you film that?
We filmed in the eastern half of Iceland for this.
That's cold.
It was beautiful. I refer to Iceland as the Hawaii in the Arctic, actually, because it is very exotic. And if the wind blows, it can be cold, but it's so beautiful.
But it's also dark, I would imagine, like the series. The series is dark.
Yeah, Iceland messes with your senses a bit. The Earth, the sun doesn't go across the sky and come up and go down. It goes around in a circle.
I know you're a big golfer. Did you manage to kind of game in when you were there? You did?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I don't play much. I only play once a day. But we managed to find a course there. And it was probably a lot like what St. Andrews was like in its early days. Just rough.
You're an amazing actor. And, for all my adult life, I remember you in the cinema. We're about similar ages. And you have been in some amazing films.
And we're both still here.
And we're both still here. We are both still here. And your contemporaries, when you look at the Tom Hankses, the Demi Moores, the Bruce Willises, you could go on and on and on. There's a lot of you that have lasted the pace really, really well. As you get older, is it more difficult to last that pace?
You just got to put your head down and keep going. And, you have to kind of remake yourself, I think, about every 7 or 8 years. And I still have fire in my belly to do it. I love it now more than I did in my 20s.
Your son is an actor, Jack.
Yeah, Jack.
And he's done was he Hunger Games we first saw him in?
Yeah.
He's done TV as well.
He was in Vinyl.
Yeah. Does he take advice from Dad?
Well, we talk about it a lot. I'm really proud of him. He's really doing it the right way. Find something that you love to do, and then figure out a way to get paid for it. You have a good portion of your life taken care of that.
The other thing you love doing, and you love, is music, and you're in a band. You say get paid for it. Do you get paid? Do you have to perform and get a gig? Yeah,
but I don't really want to make a big career out of that, because I've always done it, and I do it for fun. And it kind of takes when I get the urge to do live theater, it kind of takes the place of that.
What do you play?
And it's great. I play guitar and piano, and write and sing, and great musicians. We've been together for like 20 years. And
the Sharks.
The Sharks.
Yeah.
My son named us at the time, actually. He was 9 when he named us, and I just say, thank God he wasn't in the dinosaurs at the time.
Before you went into acting, you had to have a real job. And one of those jobs was a door-to-door salesman.
Yeah, I was a door-to-door salesman. I sold newspaper subscriptions, and to get myself in the door, keep them at the door. We're talking about Houston, Texas, in the 70s. I would put on this really stupid, what I thought, English accent, just to keep people interested.
Well,
Nobody had been to English.
no one had been to English, so they didn't know.
I tried.
anyway. Was it
Hello,
based
Mum.
on anyone?
How are you? What?
Was it based on anyone you'd seen in the
No,
movies?
it was just a general thing, you know.
So you used to get, when they opened the door, you
As
said,
it is now.
hello, ma'am, how are you?
It's still bad. So.
Like sort of Dick Van Dyke and Mary Poppins.
Right.
Yeah.
That sort
Yeah,
of,
that's probably where it came from.
that's where he stole
Home
that.
sitting south. Home. No, that's another thing.
I suppose that stood you in good stead when you start auditioning and like you're used to having
Yeah.
doors closed in your face from that. Were you a good
They
salesman?
get 99 no's and then 1 yes, and you were there going. I became better at it as time went by.
Very good. Well, I tell you what, my friend, we come full circle. You had to have a lot of fortitude to do that, to last the pace, to still be
there you
relevant.
go.
And there we go, in Fortitude on Sky Atlantic. Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Cheers.
much.
The legend that is Dennis Quaid.
Thank you, Dennis.
If you enjoyed that, there's more of the same right here. And make sure you subscribe so that you never miss the best moments from this morning.